Hi, I'm Gary White for Central Kentucky Television. I'm here with Nelson County Sheriff Campbell. And at the Nelson County Fiscal Court meeting today, you brought up the issue of hemp. And there's a potential hemp bill that's been discussed in the media recently about growing that in Kentucky. And what is your position on that?
Well, the reason that I brought up what I did at the fiscal court meeting was I was watching a KET live program last night where Commissioner Comer and some assistant of his, and then Commissioner Rodney Brewer of the Kentucky State Police and some other fellow that had something to do with law enforcement were on there. One of the statements that Commissioner Comer made was that he had talked to a number of sheriffs in the state of Kentucky and law enforcement and implied that they were on his side. I just wanted to make folks know, make it known to folks in the fiscal court meeting and anywhere else. I would say this anywhere, and by going on live camera here with to make the statement, it's obvious that I feel this way. That I am not for the hemp production in Kentucky. They call it hemp. They keep using the term hemp. But to we that have been in law enforcement as long as I have, and that's 38 years for me, it's marijuana. I would agree that probably the THC content in hemp is not what it is in marijuana, but that's because marijuana, as we know it today, has been cultivated and the content has been elevated through different factors that marijuana growers use. I didn't want folks to think that from that statement that all sheriffs in Kentucky are for hemp. I know that I have seen somewhere that maybe there is a sheriff or two that may be, and I'm not speaking for all sheriffs in Kentucky, I'm just speaking for myself. But I don't feel like all the sheriffs are for this bill. I'm not saying that they're all against it, but I know that every law enforcement officer that I have spoken to here locally and with our drug task force in Elizabethtown are totally against it. It is marijuana, pure and simple. There are benefits possibly, but I don't think that the benefits are going to outweigh the negatives. A
lot of people were saying, with the law enforcement, they've been saying law enforcement is opposed to it, that what we've been hearing a lot about is the reason they're opposed to it is because the plants are similar, so you can't visually tell it very well, but there is a dramatic decrease in the amount of the particular chemical that's in marijuana, that's in hemp. But you're saying that you think just the growing of it could potentially lead to it being used for smoking as well?
I think that if all of the marijuana was gone, they eradicate every bit of marijuana as we know it now and strictly grow hemp, that the people that were smoking the marijuana would go to smoking the hemp because they're still getting the THC. They will have to smoke more of it, and that was a point that was brought up on KET last night, that they would just have to smoke more of it. And I think that the marijuana growers will just be salivating at knowing there's fields of this stuff out there. They will do the same thing with it to make it produce more THC somehow. I'm not a agriculture person, but I just feel like that's down the road. Not talking about tomorrow or next week or next month, but I'm talking about somewhere down the road. This is going to happen if we allow hemp to be grown in Kentucky. Another statement I'd like to make is I know that Commissioner Comer is trying to help farmers find a new way to make money, and I am all for farmers improving their farming habits and so forth and so on, but I just don't feel like this is the way to do it.
Well, thank you very much. Again, I've been talking with Nelson County Sheriff Campbell and his point of view on the hemp legislation that was being considered in the state legislature. This has been Gary White for Central Kentucky Television.